How do you hold space for your own expansion in your business? Hey, everybody. I just baked bread. I baked a lot of bread, but I did bake this tiny, cute little loaf in a cast iron frying pan. And it's my very own recipe of sourdough, sprouted chia, gluten free, oil free, amazing bread. I made it. I thought I'd show it to you as part of this video. So if you like the bread, post in the comments. I like it. How do you hold space for your own self and for your clients in your business? Especially during times like what we've been going through recently. And especially any time that you are a woman as a leader, holding space, your spiritual teachers, your mentors, your holistic wellness experts, you're leading people in your own way. So, how, as a woman, do you hold space for your clients and for yourself for your expansion? So that as you're expanding, as you're growing yourself and your business and your leadership, that you don't end up shutting down. Because how many of you have noticed that as your business grows and as you reach for new levels of wealth, of abundance, of getting clients, of having your list grow and your following grow and having your influence grow, the people that you're impacting, their lives changing, how many of you have noticed as you grow, you also have little things come up that might want to hold you back or take you down or stop you? How many of you have noticed that? Post in the comments below. Is it just clear sailing for you as you expand into your next level of leadership and openness and being amazing in the world and visibility? Is it just clear sailing? Or do you sometimes notice that you hold yourself back a little bit, or that you expand outwards and then you pull back in? How many of you have noticed that you expand out and you pull back in? This is normal. And this is a process that I've been living through my entire life, and especially my entire business journey, which is most of my life, and really strongly over the past decade as I have led more events and I have led large-scale wellness festivals and conferences, which can't happen right now because of COVID, as I have developed my company, Women's Holistic Business Academy, where I train high-level women leaders. So as I've expanded my own self and my own programs and my own leadership, I've noticed that I've had to really take time to work on my inner world. I was going to call it an inner game, but it's not a game. My inner world, so that the leadership that I have in my outer world really matches that. And this is something that I notice that the women who are my colleagues and the women who are even in my programs, they're all facing. So have you noticed this? Post in the comments that as you expand, there's something internally that's happening and the shifts are happening. And I've really been noticing this lately, so I thought I'll come in here and make a video and share my tips so that we can have a conversation around how do you actually expand into your next level, and what is it that happens as we're trying to expand into our next levels. So post in the comments so that I can see that you're here. Where are you watching from, and what is your business? Post right now. This is a great place to share and to like each other's comments and to say hi and to create a connected network and community. So I've gathered my 12 best tips. I was going like this. This is not 12. I've gathered my 12 best tips for you to help you along your path of growth and expansion in your visionary leadership as a woman in business. You are incredible. You have so much to give and offer. So what is it that you are up to? Post in the comments right now. I just started the comments off because sometimes in Facebook Lives they don't show up right away. And if you're watching the replay, type the word replay in the comments down below right now. So, what happens in our business as we step into leadership and visibility, and you're creating your amazing things like your programs and your courses and your books and your offerings, and you're so creative. All of you are so incredible and creative. You're creating these things and you step out there and you get visible and you reach for more. You reach for more people for your following. You reach for more income. You raise your rates. You do the things. What happens after that sometimes is that we pull back. And when we pull back, sometimes we feel like something's wrong. Have you ever felt that? Like you reached for more, you raised your rates, and then you've pulled back and you were just like, oh, I just felt tired all day, or I felt bad, or I, I, something happened that maybe was wrong and you put something in the way and you got sidetracked from continuing to work on your business. So what's been happening with you and your business as you do that? Here's what's normal. There's something I was thinking about earlier. Here's what's normal is that when you inhale, there's expansion. Everybody take a deep breath right now. Like inhale and feel the expansion and it feels so good. Now exhale and let it go. This is a normal process that happens in your body. It's a universal truth. And it also happens in your business. You expand and grow and hold space for your life and your business. And then sometimes we don't want to let go. We expand and it feels so good, and we don't want to let go. We don't want to go into what's natural, which is the contraction that follows the expansion. Think of your breath like that. You expand and you contract. You expand and you contract. I've been a yoga practitioner for the last 20 years, and I have studied with some of the world's top teachers, including spending a couple of years in India. And this process is studied at length, this expansion and contraction in that natural state of our breath. Think about this in terms of your business. We expand to hold space. We expand to rise to more leadership. We expand to let things in, to let lessons in, and abundance and wealth and goodness and more people. And then we have to breathe out. We have to release. We have to relax. We have to allow the natural contraction. Sometimes when we think of the word contraction, we think of it as pulling in, and it doesn't feel good. But what if contraction was just as natural as breathing out? What if the contraction that happens after you have visibility and greatness in your business was as natural and soft as just a relaxed breath out? So try that right now. Take a relaxed breath and let the relaxed breath flow out. What if that was just as natural? Sometimes what happens is that we do great things, and then the contraction comes. We feel like something's wrong, and so we resist it. And then what happens when you're in resistance? You're pulling back. Your energy is pulling back. Your energy is not flowing anymore. And how can it flow into creativity in your business and creating greatness with your leadership? It can't. So here are my 12 tips. I've got 12 things, and I just wrote these down today, and I was thinking, like, what do I do? What do I naturally do? And what do I want to make sure I do? And I want to hear from all of you. What do you make sure that you do in your business and in your world, in your life, to make sure that you have this space? And if we think of that contraction relaxation process as normal, we need this. So I would suggest that you write these down, write down your own, and then have your own way of putting these into practice. So every time that you lead a video online, or every time that you go to lead your online workshops or your online masterclasses or your own videos or your retreats or your clients or whatever it is that you're doing online, every time that you go to lead that online, pull out a couple of these, at least one or two of these, and let it help you to ground, connect, and have that natural sacred contraction. You could call these sacred contraction practices. So have that natural space come to you. So are you ready? Are you ready for these 12? Get ready to write these down, and also put your own in so that we can create a little bit more of the greatness that you're creating in your business, so we can help each other to support each other. Okay, are you ready? Number 1, breathe. I know it sounds really simple, but one thing that I really have made sure that I practice in my business as I rise in my leadership is just breathing more slowly. Like inhale right now as slow as you can. You can even put your arms out or hands out as you do that, and then exhale and just soften. You can even hold your arms out as you do that and inhale and softly breathe and expand, and try to make your exhalations twice as slow as your inhalations. So slow your breath down. This will calm your nervous system, calm your brain, calm your thoughts, and allows more space for the energy that's running through you to come in. And that's important because as you rise into more leadership as a woman in business, more energy is going to run through you, and it just requires more breath. So though it seems like a simple practice, this is the primary one. If you could do nothing else, take 3 deep, slow breaths, not just deep breaths where you go, but slow breaths where you go, who did that with me? Did you do it with me? If you didn't, do it right now. And sometimes I even like to do that it slows your breath down even more. It's a yogic practice. So that's number 1, just breathe. And then what are the other practices that I have? I'm going to list them off for you here, and you list yours off as well in the comments. What are the other practices that you bring yourself into as a woman leader? All right, number 2, bath in salt water. Magnesium salts, the ocean minerals, the ancient minerals, even the pink Himalayan salts. You can get the tubs of them from Costco as well, or like big bulk bags of them so that you can have lots in your bath. Remineralizing and grounding in baths with salt. I have this dream, by the way, of making myself an outdoor bathtub, and I'm on the hunt for one. I've been looking at cedar tubs and like old clawfoot tubs, so if anybody knows of one, let me know, because I want to make it outdoor, because I am a total bath lover. Okay, so number 2 is bathe. Number 3 for me is a beautiful cup of tea and a piece of chocolate. And by beautiful cup of tea, I mean taking the time to practice to make myself just the most glorious cup of tea I could imagine. And it's the time to boil the water, and it's the time to put the water in the cup over the fresh herbs, or time to perhaps make a really nice macadamia nut milk latte. And it's just an indulgent, sweet practice. So that to me is really nice. It's a grounding practice. All right, that was breathe, bath, cup of tea. Number 4 is get outside. So breathing fresh air. Like I live right surrounded in trees and nature, so I'm really lucky. But get outside, even if you only have a deck to stand on, or a window you can open, or a patch of grass that you can stand in. Get outside in nature. That's another practice right there. And on that one, so what do we got? We got 1 is breathe, 2 is bath, 3 is take a cup of tea, 4 is get out in nature, 5 is actually practice earthing or grounding, where you put your feet or your hands or any part of your body on actual earth. It can be a piece of your garden, it can be grass, it can even be water of a stream or a lake. As soon as your body gets grounded, it takes out any energies that might have built up that maybe come from like computers or lights or just being online or being inside or energetic systems or whatever it is, or people, and it grounds it back into the earth, which can handle anything. So I recommend that you do earthing, grounding. All right, that was number 5. And number 6 is dance. Move your body. Like everybody do it right now. Just wiggle in your chair. If you're standing up, even better. Move your shoulders, move your body, move your legs, move your hips. Doing this movement helps to release energy and energetically expand you so that you can hold more space for the greatness that you're ready to step into. So dance or move. Just put on music. You know, I've been using YouTube music lately. It's awesome. Like if I put in a song that I like, it'll bring up other songs, or if you type in a certain type of like yoga ecstatic dance or something like that, it'll come up with examples for you. So dance, number 6. Number 7, get a journal and write. But I recommend free write. Like just let your pen flow. Like I have my journal right here. So you can get a book and just give yourself a chance to just write it out, and it's a grounding practice. And the more that you empty that out, the more that you actually expand, so you can hold space for more amazingness in your life and your business. So do some free writing. That is number 7. Number 8, are you ready for this one? Pleasure. Give your body pleasure in whatever way that means to you. Get yourself connected and in your body. Such an important practice, especially as women. Sometimes we get into as creative women and oftentimes I find that we're A-type planners and we like to do all the things that are logical and in our minds. But by bringing pleasure into your body in whatever way you need or want to, it's going to help you to open up to the next level of expansion. So write in the comments right now, what do you do for pleasure? Yes, anything is possible because we are in a safe group here. So it can be anything at all, even a massage. All right, number 9. This is important too. Visualize yourself expanding. Visualize the ease. Like close your eyes and just, you can even put your arms out. I've been practicing this, like putting your arms out and visualizing opening up to that expansion. Imagine yourself standing on a mountaintop with your arms outstretched and your heart open, taking deep breaths, and just visualize ease and flow and grace. Visualize the expansion. Visualize what's in your bank account, how many followers you have on your social media, how many people are in your email list, how many people are in your group programs, how many people are buying your amazing online courses, whatever it is that you're up to. Visualize it happening with ease and flow. That will really help. That's number 9. Number 10 is use affirmations. This is an important part of expanding into the next level of leadership as well. So take a deep breath. An affirmation works because it trains our subconscious mind to step into that. And I think the jury's out on whether or not you have to believe it, but I believe that language is really powerful and that we can train ourselves by saying it as much as possible. I really notice this when I hang around little kids, like my nieces and nephew and friends' little kids, is that they just repeat whatever they hear. It's so amazing. How many of you have noticed this? They repeat whatever they hear around them. So like adults are saying certain phrases, and the next thing you know, a 4-year-old saying it, and I'm like, that 4-year-old doesn't know or believe that, but they're repeating what they hear. So let your mind be like that as well. Know that your mind is still flexible. So use affirmations. That's my rant about using affirmations. Say to yourself, I can have what I want. I believe in myself. I'm expanding into my next level with ease. I allow abundance to come to me now. I have everything I want now. I'm content with what I have and I'm ready for more. I'm ready to hold space for 100 new clients in my program this year. I'm ready to hold space for 1,000 new followers to come into my world. I'm ready for the next level. And even if you feel wobbly, even if you feel a little bit scared, hold your arms open and hold yourself into that place of I'm ready to expand, and give yourself those affirmations. So write down an affirmation right now that's going to help you to take your business to the next level, and share it in the comments below. Share your affirmation in the comments below right now. The I can, I will, I have, I enjoy, I'm ready for. All right, so that was number 10. Number 11. Let's go. Number 11 is use sesame oil. As you know, I've trained in yoga for many years, and I spent a couple of years in India learning yoga, Ayurveda, meditation, and in the Ayurvedic practices, sesame oil is one of the most grounding oils. So get some organic, unrefined sesame oil. It shouldn't smell like cooking oil, so it's not the cooked stuff. Don't find it in the cooking aisle. You can find it online or at your local health food store. It's like a just organic, unrefined, uncooked, raw sesame oil. And just put it all over your body. You know what the greatest thing to do would be? Have your bath and then rub your whole body down with sesame oil, just a light coating of it. Wrap yourself in a nice towel or a blanket and just let that soak in, and it's a really grounding oil for women leaders. How do you love that? So sesame oil. And number 12, are you ready for this one? This is one of my favorite practices that I started to use when I got adrenal burnout about 10 years ago. And ever since then, my sweet adrenals have been sensitive, which is beautiful. It's like a barometer for me of, am I doing too much? Am I putting out too much without keeping my balance? Because I always teach about balance, and it's like my little adrenals have a bell on them now to go like, ding, it's time to stop. So this practice, number 12, is one of my favorite ones. You lay your body down flat, and it allows your heart pressure, your blood pressure, allows your blood pressure to settle. It calms your nervous system, relaxes your adrenal glands, and completely rests your whole body and all of its systems. Laying down flat for 7 minutes is life changing. Do it in the middle of the day. I just did it about a half an hour ago and it's incredible. So lay down flat. This is really going to help you. So, those are my top 12 tips. What are yours? What are your tips for expanding into leadership and allowing yourself space for this sacred contraction that's so important when you rise in your business? And fall is coming. Can you feel it in the air? Fall is a time where a lot of people start to step back into their businesses and to get things going, especially after summer, especially after times like we're in right now in the midst of COVID. And so get yourself ready for the expansion that's coming this fall. It's a beautiful time of year for your business. Get yourself ready by putting a couple of these practices into place for yourself. So what is your favorite one? Type it in the comments right now. What are your suggestions? Something that I didn't put here, type that in the comments right now. And if you know a woman who is expanding into her business as a wellness professional, holistic practitioner, or spiritual leader who could benefit from these